What's up guys? In this video, we're going to answer the question, how many hours should you be working per week as a digital nomad? So stick around. All right, so to figure out how many hours you should be working is kind of the wrong question, right? That's like the type of question that somebody who has a job who gets paid by the hour is asking, right? As a digital nomad, you have the option to automate a lot of the work that you're doing so you don't have to work at a job that pays you by the hour. You're not digging holes or waiting tables or something like that where you get paid, for your time. Here, doing what we're doing, freelancing basically, you have the option to take advantage of the best thing that the internet has offered humanity, which is automation. One of the tools that I like to use for automation is for my lead generation. I've found that the biggest bottleneck for building a business or generating lots of sales is how many people you have access to, right? Even when I was working as a salesperson, right, in retail, doing commission-only sales, I had the philosophy that the more people that I spoke to, the higher the chances were that I would meet one who just really likes whatever it is that I'm selling, and they like me and they have the money and they want to buy it anyway. That's fairly common in sales, although there is obviously a lot of strategy and technique and talking to the client and stuff like that. But in my experience, it's better to just kind of look for the people who already know what it is and like it and want it, so that you don't have to work too hard to make the sale. And if you, let's say you find 1 out of 10 people who are like that, or 1 out of 100, or 1 out of 1,000, or whatever it is, all you have to do is just find as many people as possible, and then you know that that's kind of your ratio. So the tool that I've been using is called Piegan Bot. Now, Piegan Bot is a contact form submitter, which basically means is that it automatically fills out contact pages on websites with whatever message you want to send them, right? So for example, I do social media management. What I'll do is I'll do a campaign where I'll say, my message will be, hello, my name is John. I have a company that posts every day to Facebook pages. We charge $200 a month. If you're interested, take a look at our website. If not, have a nice day, right? Very simple, very short, quick, easy to the point. You don't want to bog them down with too much stuff, right? So what Piegan Bot will do is it'll send that out, right? It'll fill out 20,000, let's just say, of these contact pages over the course of a day. And then I'll check my email the next day and I'll have lots of responses. Now, a lot of them will be automated responses because sometimes it'll, instead of filling out the form, it'll fill out like a request for the newsletter. And sometimes when you fill out the form, you'll automatically subscribe to the newsletter anyway. So the point is that you're going to have a lot of junk in there that you need to kind of sift through, but without fail, pretty much every single time that I've run a campaign, I've gotten leads from it. Some are good, some are bad, but that is kind of the secret to how I've been supporting myself with the social media management stuff the past 4 or 5 months. It's a great tool, I love it. I've got a more detailed description down in the description, I guess. I wrote a 5,000 word guide on how exactly I used it in my history with it. It's very comprehensive, it's very thorough. Every place that I've shared it, they've been like, wow, this is such a great guide, thank you so much. But anyway, I'll just let you read it if you're interested in reading that. Okay, now, all right, this was supposed to be a video about how often or how many hours you should work as a digital nomad, but obviously that's not that kind of got away from me. But yeah, you definitely want to automate some of your workflow, right? Another thing you want to consider, where do you live? Do you live in Southeast Asia where it's cheap and you can spend $1,000 a month and live modestly? Or do you live in, I don't know, Dubai, where it's more expensive and you got to pay for all kinds of stuff, or New York City, right? When I was in New York the past couple months, I was spending a lot. Like if I was trying to save, I'd spend about $3,000 a month. And I don't even live extravagantly, right? But if you put me in a neighborhood where there's a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's and a gym and lots of events to go to that are fun and lots of like cool stuff to do, you're gonna do it. It's just gonna happen. So you gotta kind of keep that in mind, right? Now, for beginner digital nomads, I personally like Southeast Asia, especially Thailand. It's cheap, it's easy, you get anything you need here. They have decent internet in most places. And for me, it's just been very good to be able to come and work. I work a lot. I work like 10, sometimes 12 hours a day on my computer, but it doesn't feel like work, right? Which is kind of the next point that I want to get into, is that if you're asking how many hours you should be working as a digital nomad, you're probably working on the wrong stuff. Now, I know everybody has to make money, you gotta earn a living, you gotta start somewhere, and believe me, like if I had my choice, I probably wouldn't be like making random Facebook posts for clients who have like a roofing company. Like, I don't care about that. But that's not the only thing I'm doing, and I do have other projects that take up most of my time, like this YouTube channel, for example, and I'll spend several hours per day editing videos, promoting them on Facebook, and I have a blog, like I said, that post that I mentioned earlier. It took me a long time to write that, but I enjoy doing that because it's part of building my brand, right? If all you're doing is working on other people's projects, then I encourage you to start something of your own, right? I think everybody who considers themselves a digital nomad should have some kind of travel blog or journal or Instagram page or something to kind of catalog this very unique thing that we're all doing, right? Because to us, maybe it doesn't seem like that big of a deal because we're living the lifestyle, but to other people, to your friends back in your home country or city, they're stuck in their same job, they probably haven't traveled that much, and they wish that they could work on a beach in a place like Thailand, for example. I know my friends do, at least. Within reason, because I kind of take it to an extreme, but I know a lot of them would love to just like pick up and leave without having to worry about quitting their job or leaving their apartment or, I don't know, giving their dog away or whatever it is. Okay, last thing I want to talk about, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? Are you the type of person who you need your own room, you need to have a 2-bedroom apartment with air conditioning all the time and cable TV? Are you that kind of traveler? Are you that kind of person who maybe you're a programmer? But I know programmers, I've tried coding before, that stuff, it's very difficult. I remember I would be focusing on a problem, and if I got even the slightest interruption, it would totally take me out of focus and I would lose my place and it would be very frustrating. So people like that probably would want their own place. Like me, for example, I make videos, I write blog posts, I do social media management. It's kind of low effort in terms of thinking. You don't really need to think that hard. Like, I am kind of thinking hard because I'm talking in front of the camera and that's new for me, but in general, this is much easier than like sitting and writing software. So I can kind of get by working in a hostel and living in a hostel where you have people coming in and out all the time, but that's worth it for me, number one, because it's cheaper, and number two, because it allows me to meet a lot more people than I would if I was just in my apartment. Because like I said, I don't really go out that much. Like, I'm not the party person who like goes out and drinks a lot, and it's just not me. Never been that kind of person, don't like it, it's not me. So for me to basically have people delivered to my room every single day, new people, some are good, some are bad. I'm not saying everybody's like my best friend right off the bat, but it's very cool because you get to experience, what people are like from different countries. You get to meet new people. Sometimes you meet, I met a lot of girls that way, and we've had like these little travel relationships, which is great. It's a wonderful experience. It's something, when you're traveling, that's like the highlight of your trip most of the time is the people that you meet and the friends that you make. Okay guys, so I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, feel free to let me know, and that's it. Peace.